Rugby Roots is brought to you by Compede Melbourne Nomad Sevens. Visit the top link in the description for more information. Well, welcome to Rugby Roots, a show in which we discover where our favourite players found their love for the game. And this episode, I'm joined by the Harlequins fly half, James Lang. Hello, James. How are you? You well?
Hi, mate. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Well, I want to jump right into things and kind of find out where your rugby roots come from. You're a Twickenham boy, or not? You weren't living far from the Stoop when growing up. So did you ever go watch Quins games? And I guess the real question is, did you ever dream that you'd be playing there in the future?
Yeah, no, I did. We grew up in Ashford, so not too far away. And I did go to a couple of Quins games. I remember watching the likes of Danny Kerr and Mike Brown. Did never envision myself being on their team or something like that. So yeah, I wouldn't say I never supported them. But obviously they were my local team, so I went to watch them a couple of times. So yeah, that was good fun.
Talk me through your younger years in rugby. Where did it all start for you?
Yeah, so I played football until I was about 13. My brother was a rugby player in the family, big rugby household. My dad's Welsh, mum's part Scottish, so like, it was always a love of rugby. I always loved watching it and stuff, but I was just a bit better at football. And so yeah, but when I was 13, I kind of decided to take the leap and just start playing rugby. Joined London Irish Amateurs, based in Sunbury at the time, and that was where my brother was playing. So played there, and yeah, that's kind of where it all started. But I've always had a love for the game.
When you mentioned there you played football for the majority of your childhood, how important would you say it is for young players to not just hone in on one sport, or in this case rugby, and really explore every different pathway in sport before setting your eyes on a professional career in a particular one?
Massively. I mean, I played pretty much every sport that there is really when I was younger. Much down to my parents as well, just kind of keep me active and everything. But it's so important, especially as young kids, just to try out every sport really, and just see what you like. Because I never really, when I started playing rugby, I never really had that burning desire to make it a job when I was like starting off, when I was like 13, 14, like even for like 15, I was still playing other sports, still enjoying like the tennis, the golf and everything like that. And doing that, I think it does help you a lot when you do want to focus on one sport. Having that experience in a multitude of sports does come in handy.
So when did things start to become a bit more serious for you? Talk me through your teenage years in rugby as such.
So it's probably, I played London Irish for about four or 5 years. I got into the academy, I think I was 16 when I got into London Irish Academy. And at the time as well, I was doing a lot of like Scottish exile and Welsh exiles. Just so much rugby, just couldn't get enough of it. So I was just playing everywhere that I could. And yeah, I got into the under 16s academy, played in the Harrow. I think it was like the academy tournament. It was held at Harrow. I believe it still goes on. I'm not entirely sure, but that was it. I did that for a year. I was loving it, and then I got dropped for the under 17. Went for the trial. I thought I was one of those ones where I didn't really see it coming. I thought I was good enough. I guess at the time I wasn't, but yeah, they kind of dropped me. And then, as a 16-year-old, about 16-year-old, I was just kind of took it all in my stride. But it was pretty a big blow at that time in my life. As a young kid, it's like the world is ending. Like you have aspirations, and the door gets shut there and then. So I was pretty upset about it. I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Carried on playing. Moved to Reeds in Weybridge when I was 17, that was good fun. Again, just trying to enjoy the game, really. Not really. I was bouncing around different positions, so I started off at 9, went to 15. Then I think around when I was 17, that's when I changed to 10, fly half. And yeah, focused on Scottish exiles. Going into my final year of college, I was turning 18, and I got into Scotland under 18s, which was class. It was a surprise to me, and I did the tournament, did like the kind of mini nations tournament out in France, and that was amazing. And kind of that's when I really had that kind of desire, like, oh, this is what I love to do. But if I'm being honest, I didn't have the confidence to really play how I wanted to play. I was a bit of a shy guy growing up, and I didn't have the confidence in myself playing at that stage, international when you're 18 or whatever. I didn't think I was good enough, and I didn't play well enough, and I wasn't good enough at the time. And that kind of didn't end. I didn't play well at all, and I don't think any of the games that I played in, and it kind of left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. Like, I wanna try, and I need to go away and work on my game. And kind of that after that I actually got a opportunity to trial for Quins under 18s, which is quite funny. So yeah, went there, had a couple of training sessions, really enjoyed it. It was good, and played in an academy tournament. I think it was held in St Albans, or where Saracens train. I think it was around there, and that was good, but nothing came of that. They were like, yeah, thank you, like, but we're not going to offer you anything. And I was like, that's like two times been kind of dropped, and again, I wasn't good enough. I know that looking back now, like at the time, I'm like, oh, damn, like, I thought I could have got in, but looking back, I was nowhere near good enough to get into that academy system or whatnot. So I decided to go to uni. Mm-hmm. Kind of lost not the love of the game, but the setbacks kind of knocked my confidence a lot. So I kind of stopped trying to pursue it as much. Went to university for a year. I played a bit at London Scottish, the amateurs, not the champions side, the kind of like the second. So I was playing like London South Shield, something like that, just for a laugh, and playing uni rugby, which was amazing, which was class. It was good. It was just good fun. It's probably one of the best years of my life. You know, just having a good time and just getting to enjoy uni life for a year, not putting too much pressure on myself to try and make it in rugby as a sense. But yeah, and that was a while ago now. I'm getting old, but yeah, that was my first year at uni. So that was good. Kind of, and following on from there, went to it was coming up to the end of my time at my first year at uni. Mm-hmm. I was my love for rugby came back again, just because, I think it was just because around the boys I was with, it was just a very relaxed environment. It was good fun. And I got a call from Rupert Moon, who was the chief exec at the time of RGC up in North Wales. Mm-hmm. And my name was still in a database from when I did the Welsh Exiles when I was 16. And they needed to fly off, and they called Dad and Dad called me, and he was like, "Oh, I've been on the phone. So do you wanna give it a go up and see?" And I was just like, "I'll go up and see. Like, no harm in that." Went up, looked at the facility, kind of got the pitch. Like, they gave me the pitch, and I was like, on the way home from with my dad, I was like, I'm going to give it one more go, like have another shot at it. And yeah, transferred my degree over to Bangor, the local university, and played up in North Wales for 2 years, which was again one of probably the best 2 years of my life. It was amazing.
So that's probably one of the most alternative routes into Prem Rugby that you can possibly get. I mean, to be denied 2 academy contracts and then to make your way around the different routes that you can get into rugby.
Mm.
What experience and what values do you think you took from that period that you don't think you would have got if you'd been accepted, let's say, into that Irish, if Irish had turned around and gone, yeah, we'll have you, or Quins had turned around and gone, yeah, you've got a contract. What type of values and what lessons do you think you learned you wouldn't have learned if you'd actually got the yes?
I think the setbacks have helped me. I guess like made me more driven to reach the goals. And I think if I got into the 16s, I think it was inevitable, to be honest. Like if I got into 16s, or I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have gone much further. Same as well as the 18s with Quins. Wouldn't have gone. It wouldn't have worked out how it's worked out today. I wouldn't have found my way back to Harlequins, just because what I've learned along the way, the different, I guess, the different teams I've played for, the different environments I've been in, has kind of shaped my play and shaped me as a person. And the experiences I've had, especially in North Wales, because going to it wasn't the Welsh Prem, it was the Welsh Championship, so it was one tier down. Mm-hmm. Still, it was a good level, but going to likes of Merthyr, Bargoed, on a Saturday, raining, as a 20-year-old, and coming up against fully grown men who want to beat you up, like physically beat you up, and just bully you, and it does toughen you up. And that was my first real taste of men's rugby. And I remember my second game, like I'd never like, you'd never really seen a proper rugby, like a fight in a game. Obviously you get like little like scraps, and it's not fights, but just kind of like a little bit of niggle. But it was my second game, and there was just a full-blown brawl. I was like, what have I got myself into? But you learn to kind of cope with all that, and you kind of, you get used to it all. And the physicality of that has definitely helped me now, in my game, and my physicality that I bring to my game now was definitely down to those 2 years in North Wales.
You then came back to Quins in 2016, and you made a few first team appearances, and you were kind of under the tutelage of Nick Evans. Now, how much value do you think having a player of Nick's caliber did to your game, to be under his wing, to be under his tutelage, and be able to just watch him play?
Massively. It was amazing. It was that the whole kind of experience. My first day I was still a bit like, I don't know, a bit shell shocked, I guess, when it didn't really sink in. So my first day coming in, and obviously your teammates are Chris Robshaw, Mike Brown, Danny Kerr. You got Jamie Roberts, Adam Jones, who I grew up worshipping.
These are your idols. Like, it must have been.
My dad being Welsh and everything like that. And it was, I was still a bit like, and then obviously Nick Evans taking me under his wing. He's been amazing. His knowledge of the game is something I strive to be, but I probably will never get. He is just it's second to none. And just the way he has time for everyone to all the young fly halves that were there, just to take under his wing and just learn from him, and still learning from him today as a coach. He's as our attack coach. He's amazing. He's got some, yeah. Again, his knowledge is really good, and just the way he comes across and explains it and teaches you, I guess, is really good. So yeah, he's amazing. It's been great.
You obviously you burst onto the scene in that season and had some really impressive games at 10. Then we have a young Marcus Smith who came into this squad and catapulted through. And it must be one of the most frustrating things for a rugby player to go, oh, I've had a great season, and turn around and go, oh, there's this absolute weapon of a young talent come through in my same position. But luckily, you obviously you can be utilized in so many different positions. So how valuable do you think it is to be able to learn your skills at 12 and 15? And obviously Mike Brown's had a long-term injury and hasn't played much rugby, so you slotted in well at 15 on some occasions for Quins, and also at inside centre. How valuable do you think it is for players, for young players especially, to not hone in on one position and go, number 10, that's my shirt, and that will only be my shirt? I mean, how valuable do you find that?
Yeah, I think I guess it's another avenue into the matchday squad, isn't it? So yeah. I guess I've always got a strong case to be on the bench, but that's not where I want to be. I want to be starting, and my strongest position is centre, and that's where I see myself now. I am centre, but I can play 10 if you need me to play. I can play 15 if you need me to play 15. Throw me on the wing if you want. I mean, I'm not sure how good I'll be, but I don't think I'm fast enough for that. But yeah, so it's definitely, it's helped me just understanding the roles, the responsibilities of each position. Yeah, it gives you that understanding. Obviously, if you're playing 10 and you're capable and you know how to play 15 and you know how to play centre and stuff, you kind of know what your centre is going to do because you play that position. So it can help the flow of the game a little bit. Yeah, I love playing, I guess, multiple positions, but I am a centre, and that's where I want to be seen as. I don't want to be known as a utility, the dreaded word of utility. I'm a centre who can play other positions.
Then we're going to talk a bit more about international now. You made a few appearances for Scotland under 18s previously, but then you were launched into the tour of North America, or America even, in 2018. Yeah. How would you describe your time on that tour, and indeed your first run out for Scotland? Was it versus Canada? Am I right in that?
Yes, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was surreal. It was amazing. That 2 months, I think it was, tour, maybe 3, but yeah, 2 months. It was amazing. It was great fun. Learned a lot, and I didn't really, because Gregor called me probably in January, February time to say, look, he's looking at me. How would I feel if he selected me? I went down that avenue, and that was a really good chat. And I was kind of taken back. I was like, oh damn! I mean, that's pretty cool. So yeah, then when I got selected, it was amazing. Like, I didn't really expect it, just because that was my second season of playing at Harlequins, and yeah, I played a lot more than my first. I played about 17, I think, or something games, but they were pretty much, a majority of them were off the bench at fly half, and he when we were speaking, he sees me as a 12, because in the A-League games I played a bit 12 in the LV or the Anglo. I was playing a little bit centre, and he said, he really sees me. I could bring that ball playing 12 aspect to my game, and so I didn't really expect to be selected, just because I hadn't played a load, I hadn't started, and I'd just been coming off the bench playing 10. So, but when I got the call, it was amazing. I mean, my parents were ecstatic, and my family were so happy. And then I guess the training and everything, and just learning from other boys in that position, the coaches, and just the whole environment of international rugby I loved it. It was amazing. There's obviously a lot of pressure and stuff, but the way that it was handled within the group and the coaches, it was amazing. It was really good. And making my first appearance against Canada, singing the national anthem, parents came out to watch me, so that was really nice having them in the crowd. And that was it was really good. We was kind of like a spine tingling moment, and one that I'll remember. And yeah, it was we won as well, which was good. So I'm 2 for 2, so 100% record.
So you mentioned previously about your visit out to France and the under-18s and that sort of environment, and you said there that you kind of underperformed and that you weren't as you knew you were capable of more. So did it ever cross your mind when you were in Canada or on that tour that you were like determined to make a name for yourself or to prove previous situations right, and to kind of make amends for previous kind of performances in the Scottish shirt? Did that ever cross your mind that or even spur you on to perform better?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like even then, that was a couple of years ago, and I was still relatively new to the professional game, and hadn't had a lot of experience playing centre. So I think I put a lot of pressure on myself, and there was a little bit of lack of confidence in myself when I was out there. And obviously, you want to play well all the time, and I think I put a bit too much pressure on myself, and it was I did really want to like play well and put my best foot forward and show that they were right in selecting me, that I wasn't just a kind of like a wild card. Let's give him, I don't know, and just give him a couple of caps, and then I kind of fall off the face of international rugby. That's definitely not what I want. So I've got those aspirations, and kind of after that tour, I didn't really play as well. I played 50 minutes in the Canada game. I got HIA, a concussion, and I failed. So I couldn't. It was hard. Like I didn't have a bad game, but I didn't do what I wanted to do. So I didn't play that game. I didn't play the USA game because of my concussion, and then I came off the bench like 10 minutes to go in the Argentina game. It was awful weather, but I think my first touch was knock on, so that was class. It happens. So yeah, definitely after that, I kind of went home. I was just like, look, I know I can. I kind of know I can compete now. I know I can do that. So that now that's where the confidence has come from. Just like now, I need to believe in myself. And when I go back to Quins, I'm just gonna no hold bars, just go for it and be confident and know that I can make a difference on a team. And yeah, that's kind of how I took that after that, and that's how I've taken it each season. Just kind of wanting to get back into that international stage. I desperately want to play for country again, and I don't want to be a 2-cap and forgot about. I want to play multiple times, and hopefully I can achieve that.
And finally, any advice that you have for young rugby players looking to improve their game?
Yeah, I think main thing for me was my defense. I think defense is a lot of a mindset, and I guess not to put too much pressure on yourself either. I put loads of pressure on myself because I want to perform all the time, and I want to, and you're not gonna all the time. And I just, it does knock your confidence a lot. And what I try to do now is just to kind of take myself away from it, just to be, not put too much pressure on myself and try to enjoy it. Because if you're not enjoying it, there's no point in doing it. And I went through a stage of not enjoying it, and I was gonna stop doing it. And that was when I was younger. I just said, not when I was 18 or whatnot. So yeah, it's just about enjoying what you're doing. Just not putting too much pressure on yourself. Everyone develops late. Like I was a late developer. I was a small kid. I was up until I was probably about 21. That's when I started actually putting on some pounds and stuff. And with that came my confidence in my physicality and in my defence. And then I think that's what's changed my game. It's probably my defence is probably what I worked on the most, and what you need to be if you want to make it to the next level. You got to tackle, because the boys are getting bigger and bigger now, aren't they? So unfortunately, but yeah, I'll say that.
Well, James, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you and hear about your rugby roots and how you got to the place you are today. Thank you so much for coming on.
No worries.
Thanks again to Compete Melbourne Nomad Sevens for sponsoring this video. Make sure you check out those socials which are on screen right now. And thank you to you for watching. Make sure you check out @YoungRugby on Instagram for everything Young Rugby, and we'll hope to catch you soon. Bye bye.